Hey there, grammar students. Chelsea here with Let's Talk. Today, let's break down some alternative comparative forms. So a while ago, we learned comparative forms like something is blanker than something else, taller than, shorter than, fatter than, or more blank than, more interesting than, more beautiful than. Today, we're going to talk about some other ways to express a comparison. So we can use the word as to show a comparison between nouns, adjectives, or adverbs. When we use as, it means that two things are the same. I could say his birthday is the same date as mine. So comparing his birthday to my birthday, they happen on the same date. Or with an adjective, I could say the weather in Florida is as pleasant as the weather in California. We've got as pleasant as. Or with an adverb, she skates as well as I do. So with the noun, we're going to use the expression the same blank as. The same whatever this noun is as. With adjectives and adverbs, we'll use as plus the adjective or adverb and then another as. As pleasant as well as. To add a little more flavor, we can use some quantifiers like just, exactly, almost, or nearly. So I could say his birthday is exactly the same date as mine, not even a little bit different. Or his birthday is just the same date as mine. Again, it means equal. I could use almost. The weather in Florida is almost as pleasant as the weather in California. That means it's a little bit less pleasant. California's a little bit more pleasant. Or nearly. She skates nearly as well as I do. And again, it's close, nearly as well, but I skate better than she does. All right, we can also use as to show a difference. So if we want to say that two things are not equal, we'll use the word not with as. His birthday is not the same date as mine. Or with an adjective, the weather in Boston is not as pleasant as California. Not as pleasant as. Or with an adverb, we'll just do a negative verb with that adverb. I can say she does not skate as well as I do. So we've got that negative verb and then that same as well as. So with nouns and adjectives, we'll just put not at the beginning of our comparative phrase. With adverbs, we'll do a negative verb form. For a noun with not, we're talking about a birthday here, it just means they're different. They're not the same. But when we use not with adjectives and adverbs, pleasant and well, it means the first one is less than the second one. So when I say the weather in Boston is not as pleasant as California, that means it's more pleasant in California. Same here, she does not skate as well as I do, means I skate better than she does. So here, the first one's a little bit less. For nouns though, it just means they're different somehow, but we don't know if one's better or worse than the other one. So we can also add some quantifiers here, quite or half or nearly. His birthday is not quite the same date as mine. Means it's close. It's almost the same. It's not quite the same date as mine. Or the weather in Boston is not half as pleasant as California. That means it's a big difference between the two. The weather in Boston's terrible. California, really, really good. Or she does not skate nearly as well as I do. Again, means I'm a lot better. Okay, last one. Another way to show that things are different is to use the word different. So we'll say that something is different from something else, just means they're not equal. So I could say the parade this year is different from last year. Not necessarily better or worse, just different from last year. And again, I can add some quantifiers. I'll use very or quite when there's a big difference, or slightly, a little, a bit for a small difference. So I could say the parade this year is very different, quite different from last year. There's a large difference between the two. Or the parade this year is slightly different, a little bit different, a bit different from last year. Means there's a small difference. All right, that's all I've got for you on these alternative comparative forms. This is Chelsea telling you it's not nerdy being wordy. Let's talk again soon.